who's having a bad day today, and we're gonna back up real quick, right? We're gonna back up real quick, okay? Before we get to Bart and Warren, the autopsy is today. Okay, the autopsy is today. Before we get to that, we have to rewind real quick and get to the other black friend. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If you guys don't know, man, Nolan Wall's parents, they went ape, they went hysterical, they went crazy on this black friend. Fam, Nolan Wall's parents are finally fighting back, and they are exposing the black friend. You know Tristan, Mr. My black family was not there for me ever in life. These good white folks raised me. Tristan finally got the response he's been waiting for from Nolan Wall's family. Now, the family responded back to Tristan's interview with Benjamin Crump. No, sorry, with Officer Tatum, not Benjamin Crump. See, during this interview, Tristan, who claimed Nolan Walls was his best friend, took the opportunity to go at his mama and his parents, which to me is not best friendly at all. So the interview that Nolan Wall's family did is actually with like Cuomo, right? They sat down with Cuomo and responded back to all the nonsense that Tristan had to say.
His mom got on TV, as everybody has seen, and said that she didn't know me. And man, that can't be farthest from the truth. Me and her son went on trips together. We went to Florida for spring break together. You don't know me?
Let me give Tristan some advice here, okay? Let me give Tristan some advice here, man. Because maybe Tristan is right. Maybe he didn't have black folks in his life. Maybe he didn't have his black family in his life, because if his black cousins, uncles, or probably his black daddy, if his black daddy was in his life, right? If his black daddy was in his life, his black daddy would have told him, sir, you know what you don't do, right? If you have disagreements with your dad's best friend's mama, you know what you don't do? You probably don't go on a YouTube channel that's dedicated, right, to hating on the mama, and then you further, right, the hate on the mama by disparaging and disagreeing with the mama on that YouTube. That's what you don't do, sir. You don't do that if you love, quote unquote, Nolan. See, the proper response to that, Tristan, if you grew up with a black daddy, or if your black cousins or black uncles was in your life, they would have told you, Tristan, the proper response would have been, hey man, maybe she forgot me. I'm definitely gonna reach out and try to remind her how she knew me, but I'm praying for her. I'm here whenever she needs me. That's the response. And I'll be real, even that response will be a little too far, because you on that man's channel. You on Tatum's channel, and Tatum has done nothing but hate, disparage, and lie on Nolan Wall's mama, your best friend's mama. So if I was you, I would have played, just because I'm on Tatum's channel, I would have went even, so I would have said, hey, listen, I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm gonna reach out to the family and try to talk to him about however I can help bring justice to Nolan Wall's my best friend. Keep it up. That's it. Keep it at that. Keep it at that. That's it. That's all. Okay? Keep it at that. That's all. That's all you should do. Keep it at that. But instead, you went on Officer Tatum's channel, the man who's been disrespecting your best friend's mama, to further disrespect her? Son, I know you ain't have no black men in your life. We don't move like this.
I'm in all these homecoming and prom photos as our whole friend group. Me and Nolan are standing next to each other. You don't know me. Him being the only black person, minority, any of that measure is insane. Our friend group is up.
Can I also say as well, You being in homecoming pictures with Nolan does not mean a mama. I'm sure Nolan Wells went to school with a lot of people that he was quote unquote friendly with. The mama wouldn't know who you was if you never came to the crib. You never met her. You was never at the birthday parties. Even if you was at, let's say, 1 or 2 birthday parties. If you didn't come around often or routinely like Nolan Wells' other best friends like Javon and like others, the mama wouldn't know. That's not proof the mama knew who you was. Maybe she just didn't look at Nolan Wells' homecoming pictures like that. She was looking at the pictures looking for her son, not for you. So, bro, this is, yo, you doing this is nasty.
From the max. Like, we have a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian a part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are
so diverse, man. All right, so diverse, man. All right, a white Mexican and Asian, and 2 black guys and 30 white guys. Oh, that right there is the peak of diversity.
From Mexico.
Nolan's parents, Christine and Elmore Wansley, join me now with counsel, Ben Crump. Thank you for joining us. I'm very sorry it's under these circumstances, but the job here is to give you a platform to keep people aware of your concerns. And Christine, I'll start with you. At this point, what is your biggest question about what's happening with this investigation?
It is really the same question that started it all, which is what happened to Nolan. That is the only question that we want answered. We just want to know what happened to our son. I know I personally, through my social media, also Attorney Ben and his team through their social media, that's been the big focus, just trying to make sure that everyone understands that.
And that should low-key go without saying as well. Like, that should go without saying. Like, you should only be focused right now on getting Nolan justice. Not trying to debunk, go at, counteract, whatever his parents say. You should be focused right now as Nolan Wells' best friend and get him justice. That's just a fact. She's right.
We would want what any parent would want, which is answers to find out what happened.
Understood. Elmore, you heard that kid Trace in the interview say that he was friends with Nolan and that you guys would know him. Do you know him? Do you recognize him?
No, I don't. Just because you park your vehicle in someone's yard doesn't mean that they have to know you. Sounds more to me like he's more focused on getting people to know him and getting away from the fact that his so-called best friend is not here anymore.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. I told y'all. When this man did the interview with Officer Tatum, and I'm talking about like Tristan, right? My black family was not there for me. When he did the interview with Officer Tatum, right? When he did the interview with Officer Tatum, what did he say? What did he say? He said, I was not on the boat that went to the island with Nolan. I was not on the boat that went back with Nolan or that was supposed to go back with Nolan. I got into a fight and left the island early. So I didn't come to the island with Nolan or with the group, and I didn't leave with Nolan or with the group. So why are you sitting down doing an interview? What does this have to do with you? How does this pertain to you? Nobody on planet Earth knew who you was. Nobody accused you of doing anything. You was not on the boat to the island, nor was you on the boat going back from the island. Nobody accused you of anything. Nobody knew who you were. You decided you was gonna speak out to defend them white folks that you so-called love. When you have nothing to do with this situation whatsoever. You literally have nothing to do with this situation at all. This is clout chasing. You are clout chasing. Now, you began clout chasing on the parents. You began clout chasing on the mama. And now you're shocked that they don't like you. Now, even if they do know who you are, You think they're about to acknowledge you when you went on a platform of a brother who, first off, is anti-black, right? And y'all definitely fit together. You go on his platform of your quote unquote best friends, mamas, and because Tatum is their enemy. Tatum and Jason Whitlock is their enemy. Those two people have done an immeasurable amount of bad. They have caused and inflicted an immeasurable amount of pain on your best friend's mama, and you go on that platform, and now you're shocked the family don't rock with you. Man.
Focus on getting people to know him and getting away from the fact that his so-called best friend is not here anymore.
So-called is correct.
Everyone that they may have interviewed are at home. Our son isn't. Our son should be.
Issues. Why would our concern be getting on Nolan's phone or something? I mean, I don't even know Nolan's password. None of my friends do. We had no reason ever to get on Nolan's phone and look at anything. I didn't even touch Nolan's phone. None of us touched Nolan's phone until somebody took it off the boat and put it in Wyatt's truck, and then no one touched it until we handed it back, to the mom that was at my buddy's house.
Counsel, does that square?
Chris Como, Nolan is dead. We're going to dot every I, we're going to cross every T, we're going to look under every rock. His mother called his phone repeatedly with no answer. That raises questions. That's all we want to get to is answers. If this was your child, Chris Como, wouldn't you want to ask every question possible for everybody who was on Horn Island to say, did you see what happened to Nolan? What happened? Where was he at? And that's all they're asking, and people are attacking them for trying to get answers. Can you imagine that? She's getting attacked at her job. She's getting bad job reviews. She had never gotten any in her entire career, and now.
And the friends got to understand too. Now, the friends didn't tell them directly. We do got to admit, the friends never told anybody directly, hey, go and leave a bad review. They didn't tell anybody directly, hey, go and leave a bad review, okay? Okay? They never said that. However, all right, from my perspective, if you're, again, like Nolan Wall's quote-unquote friend, you're his quote-unquote friend, and you see the backlash that his mama is getting, you're seeing the backlash that he's currently getting, all right? Why would I, in my opinion, why would you contribute anything that could bring her hate, especially when she's grieving your best friend? Like, for example, bruh, all right? Like, when the black friend or the half-black friend criticized their decision to bring on Benjamin Crump, and then claim the family is making it about race. If you already know that's the narrative out there, and that people are already hating on your best friend, quote unquote, best friend mama, why would you want to contribute to any narratives that's going to bring her hate? Now, because of the rhetoric that y'all been spewing, because of your interviews, rather it's contributed 0.1% or 50%. It's still contributed somewhat. Now she's getting hate. Now her job is getting bombarded by bad reviews. Now her livelihood is at risk because of things that you wanted to do. Now I can understand Warren speaking out because Warren's name has been in the middle of this from day one. But that quote unquote half black friend, Tristan, the quote unquote best friend, his name was not a part of this at all. He had nothing to do with this, but yet he implemented himself and put himself in the middle of this and contributed to his quote unquote best friend's mama being attacked. But how can you sleep at night?
Career, and now since she's been going on TV saying, I want to get answers for my son, she's been attacked by sick individuals trying to, I guess, in some way discourage them from continuing to say his name and say that we won't let it be swept under the rug.
I understand that. Obviously, that's why we're all together right now, right? Is Christine, I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get these answers. Do you believe, or do you have any reason to believe, that this investigation is doing exactly what you want it to do?
Sure. Well, we know at the beginning they started out saying there was no foul play even before there was any investigation, Chris. So that was a concern to them at day one.
That was the trigger for why we felt we had to go this route, because it wasn't even hours after they had found his body where I'm watching on the news that the sheriff is saying likely an accidental drowning. We do not feel there's any foul play, but yet stories are not lining up. And so from there, that's why we're here now.
Elmore, again.
Which I think it's a pretty reasonable response, right? Like, again, I'm gonna stop saying best friend, because at this point, like, bro, these is enemy. Yo, Nolan Wells frenemies, okay? So Nolan Wells frenemies went on Officer Tatum's platform, and they each said they don't know why Benjamin Crump is a part of this, bringing Benjamin Crump in made things worse. They don't ever address why she had to bring on Benjamin Crump, and she just explained it perfectly. Within an hour of Nolan Wells' body being found, the sheriff was already closing the investigation, closing the case. Yep, no foul play. They was about to write this off as no foul play. He's out of here. He's gone. But now Officer Tatum, even he's saying, well, there might be some foul play that went on, bruh. But Tatum is such a coward, right? Like what he said was, well, I don't believe the accidental drowning, but I do believe that somebody watched him die. Somebody was there when he died. What do you mean somebody was there when he died? Yeah, there was 2,000 people there. But he's such a coward, he won't even commit to Nolan Wells was killed or something foul took place, right? But now we understand why they brought on Benjamin Crump. So now y'all can stop with they're doing this for money, like Jason Whitlock just outright stated they're doing this for money. Tatum have said they're doing this for money. Now Tatum try to clarify, well, when I say they're doing this for money, I'm talking about Benjamin. No, you're not, bro. Because Benjamin Crump has not received a dime from this situation. They're not paying Benjamin Crump for this. All that money that we see in the GoFundMe is going directly to the parents and to the research. So when you criticize them receiving money, you're criticizing the parents, and you know it, but you're trying to be slick because you understand you want to play the fence as well as you can. But that fencing and stuff ain't going no more.
Together and being able to stay focused. But I'm here for it as long as there is the need. When you look at this situation, what is your darkest concern that you just want to make sure isn't true?
I've already lived my darkest concern. We just want the truth. We just want someone to be brave enough to stand up and give us the truth. We can't grieve the way we need to because we're being disrespected. We're being called all kind of racist, bad parents. We were not raised like that, and we did not raise our children like that. So we just want the truth. Any parent would want that. Any father would want that.
Understood.
Any mother.
Understood and true. And I know that we know one thing, and I know that this is not a time for solace, but there is one thing that has become constant in this story. You raised a beautiful young man who everybody sees exactly through that lens, that he was everything that you would want a son to have. And I have one just about that age. And everything I hear is exactly what you would want to hear, even in this young life. So God bless Nolan and his memory, and we will stay on this story and get the answers as soon as they can come.
Right. So part of the answers is the autopsy, and the autopsy came today. Okay. The autopsy is here, people. Now, we don't know the results yet, but I'll be real with y'all, man. I think we have some context clues in terms of the results, okay? Because when you look at the body language of the mama and of Benjamin Crump and how emotional they were, you could kind of tell, you could probably tell what the outcome is going to be, all right? So Benjamin Crump and Nolan Well parents, they went on Don Lemon to discuss whether or not the autopsy came out. Well, it did come, to discuss the autopsy and other things, okay? Now, the Nolan Wells autopsy was completed today. The mama, Benjamin Crump, they went on Don Lemon earlier today, I believe about 5 hours ago, to discuss the autopsy. Now, based on their reactions, you could pretty much tell. Now, the results are not out yet, but you could use their reaction to make some context clues. So let's watch the mama and Benjamin Crump and, and like Nolan Wells family. Let's watch them talk about this autopsy to try to see if we can pull any type of context clues to figure out what we assume is in that autopsy report. We already got the results for the independent autopsy, right? So I don't think this autopsy will be much different from the independent autopsy. The only thing that we're waiting for, I believe, is the results from the throat and the lungs. Was it waterlogged? Because, the original autopsy, they kept the lungs and the throat so the independent autopsy wouldn't be able to give us a cause of death, right? Because without the lungs, without the throat, how do we determine whether or not Nolan Wells drowned while he was alive or after he was already dead? So the independent autopsy couldn't give us that, but like Nolan Well parents have talked about the autopsy. Let's go.
Get in Benjamin Crump, who is joining us in their journey along the way with the family, with Christine and with Elmore Wansley, Nolan Wells' parents. Ben, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Let's talk about the break. Hello to the family and to you, and thank you for being here. Let's talk about the breaking news. The autopsy from Mississippi is in. And so what does that mean? When do you find out? Have you heard anything from them?
We were made aware that the autopsy was complete. Because media started calling us, and I know the district attorney's office have reached out to the family, but we did not get a chance to talk to them before the news told us the autopsy was complete. We are scheduled to have a meeting with the district attorney's office next week. Whether that means they're going to reveal the autopsy results is unknown to us, but we're certainly going to inquire.
That's so disrespectful too, bruh. I guess if these are his parents, if these are the people, they should be the only people y'all reach out to. They should be the ones you guys are, if you guys want to be secretive with the media, with the news, or everybody else, why are you being secretive with the parents? Why can't you tell the parents, hey, these are the autopsy results? All right? That could be done the same day over the phone. Here are the autopsy results. We can send you a copy of it. Why are they being secretive with the parents? Also, can you imagine being a parent and having to hear that your son's autopsy is complete from the news? Now, they claim that, like the DA may have reached out, but they don't know for a fact. Listen, man, it shouldn't be hard to get in contact with Nolan Well's parents if you are the DA. What are you talking about? If you are the DA, call her phone, call his phone, call the people around him, call Benjamin Crump. You should be able to get in contact with Nolan Wells and his family before you release it to the news. Because the only reason the news will know that information is if they told them personally, hey, the results is done. Why would y'all tell the news before you tell the parents? This is what we're talking about when we say, yo, Nolan Well parents have been disrespected every step of the way. And I'm not capping. Every step of the way, they've been disrespected. Every step. This is just trifling.
Autopsy results is unknown to us, but we're certainly going to inquire because, you know, we have been begging for transparency the whole way, and we've tried to be very transparent with them, and we hope that they will be transparent with us, especially his family.
Yeah. So Ben, can they not release information to you? Because I know that, to explain the process, because it goes to a grand jury. Now, do you know if they're going to be transparent with you or you don't, and how much you think they can or will reveal?
Well, I think they can. They can do what they want. You know, we do cases all across America, and the district attorney and the governmental authorities have the authority to release information as they so deem to release it. Don Lemon, you know, they could be transparent or they can say, well, we're not going to release anything until the grand jury. And then that means we don't know when we're going to see it because nobody knows when they're going to conclude their report. And George Floyd and Breonna Taylor cases like that, where you had governmental authorities trying to be transparent, they would release information to try to build public trust. What are they going to do?
Man, forget public trust, bro. Listen, bro. Okay, forget public trust, bro. All right, like forget public trust, bro. Okay, like forget public trust, bro. Yo, the family. Why don't the family know this? DA Christine called, the DA called Christine, she didn't pick up? Cool, call them back. Now they know. Okay, call them and give them the results, right? Yo, the grand jury thing, by the way, like them not wanting to, then tell the parents, hey, listen, hey, can y'all not release the information? Give it to the parents and then tell them, hey, don't release it. Because we don't want to taint the grand jury. We want this information to be the first time they hear it, especially in Ocean Springs. Say that. But don't withhold it from the parents. Now, listen, man, I don't have a son, right? I don't have kids, right? I've never been the leader of a family when somebody passed away, so I don't know how the situation works. But is this protocol? Yo, y'all in the comment section, y'all let me know, is this protocol? Have you gone through something like this when a loved one passed away? Let me know.
Be transparent. They would release information to try to build public trust. What are they going to do in Mississippi? We do not know if they're going to release it. They may say, we're not going to release anything at all until the grand jury, and the grand jury might convene. You just never know.
You said the grand jury might convene. You cut out for a second, Ben.
They could convene anytime the district attorney's office says that we've completed our investigation. It's all up to them. It could be next week. It could be 2 or 3 months. We have no control over when the grand jury is convened and when the district attorney decides to release information.
Why did it take Mississippi so long to present these results? And do you know why they've been so quiet?
I don't want to speculate. I know oftentimes they would offer that they're waiting for a toxicology report know why it took as long as it did, but we hope that they will be transparent with us, because as Dr. Mitchell, who conducted the independent autopsy at the behest of the family, Don Lemon, articulated, he shared that he would not be able to tell if the airways were obstructed, if the lungs were filled with water, because by the time he got Nolan's body, the organs had already been dissected. And so he would have to depend on the observations of the state medical examiner, who would have gotten Nolan's body immediately once they recovered it.
Right. And also too, right, because even like, yeah, right, like he said, right, like he can't really see it because, again, the body has already been like dissected, so he can't really see like was it filled up with water or not. But here's what I would say regarding this, right? In LA, the medical examiner and LAPD was literally in a fight. Now, I don't know how this works in Ocean Springs, but in LA, when it comes to like Celeste, right, like the David and Celeste situation, the medical examiner and LAPD was literally in a fight for transparency. Like LAPD told the medical examiner, hey, stop releasing information. The medical examiner says, no, we are an independent entity and we owe it to the public to be transparent, and they was releasing information regardless, right? That's how we knew, like Celeste's body was dismembered. LAPD dropped a statement lying about it being dismembered until like David was actually arrested, and then we've seen it, right? So I don't know if the medical examiner in Ocean Springs is an independent entity as well, and they determine whether or not like they can release information. But if they can release information independently, I feel like they need to put pressure on the medical examiner. They need to put pressure on a medical examiner. They need to put pressure on him to release information, to be transparent. Because if the sheriffs like aren't doing it, right? Because the sheriffs and the DA, they are already hated. They're already public enemy number one. At this point, I feel like they're just trying to preserve and get as much attention away from them as possible. So if that means stalling out the case, having people forget, having people no longer tapping in to really find out, right? Because listen, once you kind of like stall out the case for about 2 or 3 weeks with no updates, like David, right? Once there was no new updates for about 2 or 3 weeks in the David case, there were less videos and less attention. So the DA and the sheriffs, they are incentivized to get people to stop looking into this because they don't want the public backlash. They don't want the pressure on them and a grand jury to do their jobs. So they need to contact the medical examiner, put pressure on them. They are independent. Now, unless they're just in cahoots with their police departments and the sheriffs, they should be able to release information independently. Unless the sheriffs and the DA goes to the judge and get a gag order, like they did in David case. Put a gag on medical. But once they do that, now we know how they playing. Make them do that. But don't be shy.
The organs had already been dissected. And so he would have to depend on the observations of the state medical examiner, who would have gotten Nolan's body immediately once they recovered it.
I want to ask you, so that's the only way that you're going to know if the independent autopsy and the state autopsy, if they indeed match up with each other. So 2 questions. That's the only way you're going to know. So one would think that they'd have to be transparent, or at least they'd want to, so that you can combine the two, because they'd want to get to the bottom of it. If there's some discrepancy with one or the other, that can be really, beneficial to finding out what happened to Nolan. And so what happens if the results in Mississippi don't align with the evidence shown so far? That's that's a big deal.
Yeah, and oftentimes, Don, you do find that you have differences in autopsies. I know I've handled several cases where the state medical examiner concludes one thing and an independent medical examiner concludes another. And then you have to put it before a grand jury and they decide, or even more profound, the matter then goes.
Yeah, but in this case, the independent autopsy couldn't even do their thing. Like, they never had an opportunity to fully investigate because they never got everything. So we can't even say the independent autopsy may be different because the cause of death is what we're is what we're all waiting for. And they never had the opportunity to do the cause of death because they didn't have the lungs and the throat and the necessary, organs, right? So we now just have to rely on the original autopsy, which,
Been more
bro, anything coming
profound,
out of Ocean Springs,
the
I don't
matter
trust.
then goes to an actual jury trial in whether it's criminal proceeding or not, or civil proceeding. And so it really is about what you said, trying to be transparent with one another and seeing if we can figure out why you get these conclusions. And remember this, Don, autopsy is not the end all. It's still other factors that are important as well. Remember, Dr. Roger Mitchell said, even if the conclusion is he died from a drowning, then the questions become, what was the condition of his body before he entered the water? Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water or was he not forced into the water? So all of these become very important variables.
Absolutely. And Judge Mathis even spoke on it because Judge Mathis mentioned there was a bruising on the back of his neck, I think, right? This area right here. Now, some people said, we race hustling because if he was found, I guess, if he washed up on shore, that will cause the bruise. But then why didn't the original autopsy catch it and mention it? Who knows, right? But Judge Mathis says that because of the bruising in the back of his head or neck, that if it does come that he was drowned, he believes that that's probably proof they grabbed him like by the back of his head like this and then drowned him. Right? So even if it comes back, he drowned, we now have to know the circumstances of the drowning. And that comes from quote unquote the sources that claims that there's now are people claiming that they were eyewitness to an altercation that Nolan had on the island. There are people claiming, right, they are now eyewitness to drug dealers on the island giving out coke. So again, if that autopsy come back and it shows, okay, he drowned, okay, now let's investigate the circumstances surrounding the quote unquote drowning. But I'm still not convinced it's going to come back as drowning, right? Unless we get an independent autopsy. But Ocean Springs made that impossible. Now we just got to listen to Ocean Springs and figure out if they're telling the truth or not.
All of these become very important variables as you look at it. And I'm saying this, and I'm here with Christine and Elmore as we go to Cincinnati, Ohio, to speak to a lot of young people, high school students and so forth at the Omega Conclave Convention. I'm sensitive. We're talking about autopsy, and I know this gets a little emotional.
Well, that's why I want to ask Miss Christine, who's there, and Mr. Elmore there as well. Miss Christine, thank you so much.
I'm gonna hand the phone to Christine.
Okay. I know that it's difficult for you to listen to this, and I was keenly aware that you're in the background and you're having to deal with this. I wrote something this morning in my newsletter, and I said that you have been wanting transparency around this. First of all, good morning. Thank you for joining us. But you have been wanting transparency around this. But hearing the actual words and the results or whatever, that is extremely difficult. You want transparency, but then to be able to hear it is heart-wrenching. It's really a double-edged sword.
It is. And honestly, it's one of those things when we're sitting in it because we have not been able to fully grieve, right? So there's a bit of disassociation that occurs. And I too have to just always take a moment to step back and be like, okay, however it goes, right? Like it has to, in some way, like it has to be accepted. But again, I can't fully accept the answers and things that were told to us at the beginning because it was too soon. There was no investigation. Stories did not align. And so for people to
At all.
say, hey, you know, why can't you just accept it as a drowning and be done? And
Bro, anybody asking this mama to accept listen, man. Anybody asking this mama to accept the accidental drowning, you are the devil. And I'm being 100% honest there. You are evil. Anybody asking a grieving mama to accept whatever answers they're feeding that are inconclusive, you guys are out of your mind, bruh. Yo, do you know that right now that if you ask the DA and the sheriffs and the police, like right now, no, like I'm talking about like right now at this moment, like right now at this moment, they still have Nolan Wall's death as inconclusive or unknown, which is why the grand jury is a requirement. If you guys don't know, in Mississippi, the only reason why this is going to a grand jury is not because the DA believes they were foul play. It's only going to a grand jury because the DA have announced Nolan Wall's death is unknown. It's unknown. They have officially labeled it as unknown. Because if the death was officially ruled as drowning, then a grand jury is not a requirement. The requirement is only required in Mississippi if somebody's death is unknown. You bring it to the grand jury, show them everything you have in terms of their death, and the grand jury decides on whether or not foul play took place, and they rule it either a homicide, either the drowning, or whatever cause of death you think it is. So right now, the death is even labeled as unknown. So why would she believe any drowning theory if the officials are saying is unknown? This mama shouldn't accept any theory. These people, man, listen, bro. These people don't have your best interest at hand, straight up.
true, but of course, when you don't have the complete picture, that also, you know, kind of makes you question even more, like what exactly are we dealing with? And we need that. Like my husband and I, our family, we need those questions answered.
When you got the news that the autopsy for the state autopsy was done, what went through what was that like for you? What did you think?
I said, oh, wow. But then again, you know, like Attorney Crump said, the DA did reach out. Actually, I had texted the victim's advocate, Amanda, saying, hey, were there any updates for the autopsy? I know the coroner told us it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for the toxicology report to come back, which I know that was kind of the main thing they were stressing. And so then I think that afternoon, so today is what? So I think that was maybe a day or two ago, the DA had called and I missed the call. And by the time I saw it, it was too late and I wasn't going to call her at 9 o'clock because I've had to change the settings on my phones because of the harassing phone calls I've been getting.
Wow.
I want to talk to you.
I think there needs to be, that's fine. There needs to be a registry. Not for but for us to see. She needs to create a list, right? An interactive document, whether you do it like through Google Docs, through Excel, you list the numbers, list down all the phone numbers that's calling you and harassing you. Include the voicemails if they left some. Let us get the phone numbers and the voice notes, and let's start identifying who's calling this woman to harass her. Because if you're calling a grieving mother to leave a racist voice note, a threatening voice note to harass us because she wants answers for her son, do you see why I tell you guys to have no compassion, no empathy whatsoever when it comes to white supremacy? They don't view you as humans. If white supremacists and white nationalists and these racists actually viewed us as human beings, they wouldn't be calling a grieving mother. Yo, they wouldn't be calling bro, harassing her, leaving threats, disrespecting her, cussing her out, trying to make her life. Yo, at that point, to me, that should be treated like attempted murder. Do you understand how many people die every day of a broken heart? A broken heart is an actual thing, yo. It's an actual thing. I think, like Brianna? Yeah. Like when those police murdered Brianna, I think her parents or her mom or some died of a broken heart. Broken heart is a thing. So she's already dealing with this. And now you're trying to compile it. Nah, bro, that's attempted murder. Create a registry. Let us see the names. Let us hear the voices. Let us bring some straightening to these folks, man. Let's bring some straightening to these folks. We can't rely on Ocean Springs. We can't rely on the police. Let's give them accountability. I'm not talking about violence. I would never, ever root for violence. I'm talking about accountability. Let's give them accountability. Let's get them fired. Let's make sure we are applying similar harassment tactics to you know who. Because this is, bro, but this is just despicable. Why would you do something like this as a human?
I want to talk to you about all of that, but just one more thing before we go into that. I just spoke with Ben about transparency. What are you hoping from Mississippi, whoever's releasing this information, whether it be the medical examiner's office, the state, or the DA? What would you like from them? You want to hear everything, I'm sure.
I would like for everyone to just do their job. I would like for everyone to treat this as if this was their child or their family member and give us the same honesty, transparency, and respect that they would expect for them or their family.
Amen. Now, can we talk about the other stuff? You went there, so I feel like I can go there because I've been bothered by.
Wait. Now, we have to introduce this because just in case you guys don't know, all right? Nolan Wall's mama has been getting harassed since day one. And her sin, the reason why these white supremacists and racists are harassing her is because she's asking for justice for her son. She's asking for answers. She wants an investigation done. That's all. They've been leaving her harassing voice notes, as you guys just heard. They've been leaving bad reviews on her job, as you guys just heard. They even been calling her dad. They've been calling other family members. They've been on a targeted harassment campaign against her so she can stop seeking a full investigation. But it's not going to work. She's committed to getting justice, straight up.
It's disgusting. I'm going to start with one thing, and then I'll talk about the harassment of you, and especially as a mother and then as a medical professional, and I know you take your profession very seriously when you said, I love everybody. Black, white, red, green, it does not matter.
Yes.
So do not get that wrong. And you've always had really good reviews. But I want to talk about this blaming the victim and smearing the victim. The reports that we've been hearing. No, Nolan was drinking. He was doing this and he was doing that. Why? I guess we know why they're doing it, but I want to know what your assessment is, how you feel about that, because let's just say that he was, I'm not saying that he was, let's just saying that whatever he was doing, that doesn't mean that you have to die. Then that doesn't mean he was the only one.
Exactly.
And what do you think young people do? On my senior trip, I was, out there, right? So I'm just saying, kids have fun. So what does that have to do with anything? That's what I don't understand. What's your assessment on this?
Honestly, I feel like that is a way, which we've seen this before, right?
Smear campaign.
Pattern recognition. We've seen this where things have happened, especially when we talk about the Black community. And, after the death, it's a smear campaign. It's, what can we find out about this person? What can we say?
Yes.
And, that's something, my family and I, especially my husband and I, we definitely do not appreciate.
Yes.
But, we can't fight everyone that wants to have an opinion. But also, too, it's part of society that has been allowed to occur, which is it's gut-wrenching at best. Because if you were in our situation, you know, how would you feel if there were millions of people who are saying, oh, hey, well, you know, he was at an island, he was heavily drunk. And again, even with the drinking, there are so many conflicting stories, only because I have spoken with adults.
Before we even get to the conflicting story, okay? Tatum and the rest of them start bringing up drinking, coke, being intimate with a girl in the middle of the ocean in front of everybody. Things that we really cannot really confirm. But the reason why they're bringing this up, she's correct. It's a smear campaign. Yo, Ahmaud Arbery, shot and killed in cold blood. The first thing they do is, yo, he was arrested before. Yo, listen, man, he was arrested. See, bro, look at his mugshot. Trayvon Martin got shot and killed at what, 14 years old? These devils couldn't pull up a mugshot because there was not no mugshot of the 14-year-old. So these devils went ahead and found Facebook pictures of Trayvon Martin with his cousins and said, look, he looks like a thug. Look, thug. They don't see us as humans, bro. Yo, if a 14-year-old or a 16-year-old, again, like, I'm not sure how old like Trayvon was when he passed away. Yo, if a 14-year-old dies, murdered in cold blood, if a 14-year-old dies, and the first thing you go to is, let's go to his Facebook page to find pictures of him sagging his pants. Aku 16? Okay, cool. If a 16-year-old dies, and the first thing you go to is, let's go to his Instagram. Let's go to his Instagram to find pictures of him sagging his pants so we could call him names? Why is that? Yo, why is that like your concern? Why is your concern not, let us figure out who murdered this young man? Let us get this young man justice. Black, white, orange, purple, green, it should not matter. But the first thing, yo, it's like, yo, the first thing they go to, literally, the first thing they go to is the character assassination. Yo, listen, yo, somebody says Emmett Till. Come on, y'all know the Emmett Till story. Y'all know devils like Matt Walsh are doing live streams in 2026 trying to character assassinate Emmett Till while at the same time saying, this is no excuse for his murder. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying he did. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old kid, right? Sleeping in his bed, woken up in the middle of the night by racist white men. Devils drag him out of his, murder him in cold blood beyond recognition. The brave mama had to leave his casket open so people can see what them devils did to her son. And you got white men like Matt Walsh, the devil, in 2026, the big 2026, talking about, well, listen, man, Emmett Till, yeah, they've been lying to you about the Emmett Till case. Okay, Matt, did they lie about those grown white men dragging a 14-year-old out of his home at night and murder him beyond recognition? Well, no, they didn't lie about that part, but like there was eyewitnesses who said Emmett Till did whistle at the woman. And they said he told her she was attractive. And that should be, who cares about those details? What are your, what? Huh? That needs to be said? A 14-year-old murder, but you understand how they do us. These folks are still trying to character assassinate Emmett Till because Emmett Till's story is too tragic. Because too many people are like giving black folks empathy and sympathy. And the empathy and sympathy towards black folks is apparently what they have an issue with. Trayvon Martin dies, man, too much empathy towards them black folks, man. Let's ruin his name. Ahmaud Arbery, let's ruin his name. Come on, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is disgusting.
Only because I have spoken with adults who knew Nolan very well, coaches that were out there. One in particular, I think he told me he saw Nolan somewhere between like 2:45 and 3:30. He was like, Christine, yeah, we talked for a while. We talked about college. We talked about his life, his plans. And he was like, he was perfectly fine. because I think it had bothered him too that there was this narrative of, oh, he was sloppy drunk. Like and it started at the very beginning. It was, oh, he was sloppy drunk. And I'm like, but was he though? Or is this a narrative that you guys want to use to kind of have us just accept that it was a drowning?
Are you prepared for whatever it is? I know that's tough, and you know that's a yes and no question.
Honestly, it's hard to be prepared in any way with the way we have been thrusted onto the national stage.
Yes,
and just kind of everything. And it's going to take a long time. So even, you know, God willing, when we do get honest, transparent answers, right? Even when we get those answers, it's still going to take a moment, not even a moment. It's still going to take a while for us to digest and really accept that. Because again, and this is just me now speaking from a medical standpoint, we're kind of stuck in one of the stages of grief because we don't have answers. And that's the thing people don't understand. Everyone grieves differently. You hit those stages of grief at different times, and sometimes you feel like they might go on at the same time. But right now, we're kind of just stuck, and we can't move forward because we don't have answers.
So when you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
Yeah, listen, man. That's how you do it. First off, listen, man. I'm learning from her. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Cause you know and you understand, Tatum was already loading up his podcast to Cloud Chase the minute he heard his name come up. Bro, Tatum podcast and his camera and his mic was already loaded up. It was already loaded up to come and Cloud Chase off this woman. I'm glad she paid him dust. I'm so glad she paid him dust. I'm not talking about that fool. Sorry, not doing it. Nah, I'm sorry, not doing it. Sorry. Zero. That's how you do it. This is how you deal with a cloud chaser like Tatum. Pay them dust. I'm gonna start adopting this, man. You asked me about a cloud chaser. Sorry, don't got a response. F them. Cause this right here is the way to do it. Bro, I got like 100 pages who make videos about me like every day. Right? And I'll be real, and every time they make videos, like my numbers go up. You feel me? But in her case, she's like, bruh, there's like 100 different pages. Like with me, there's 100 different pages who lie on me. With her, there's 100 different pages. If I single out Brandon Tatum, he's gonna feel important. I'm not gonna make him feel important. Not happening. Sorry.
Everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
At all.
So let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, "Oh, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this." And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family?
Again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day. I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
Shout out to mama,
Dad.
Man. Now, Dad is no nonsense, yo. And Tatum, for your sake and your safety, Tatum, don't ever come around Elmore, bruh. Leave Elmore alone.
Yesterday,
Elmore ain't playing with you, Tatum.
Not only speaking up for your son, but for others as well who have been involved in mysterious deaths. That was a very emotional moment for you, and the vulnerability I saw there. What do you want to say to folks who are, Your wife is getting, threats. She's being harassed. Those families have been treated like they're a nuisance by police departments, according to the reporting. What do you want to say to America about this?
Like my wife said, just from a parent standpoint, we just want to know what happened. We want a fair and thorough investigation, just like the other families, because we hurt just like them. If this was their children, they would want to know. They would want to go to every resource they can get to the ends of the world to find out what happened. So then that's all we're doing. We're not accusing anyone. We just want to know what happened to our son, because it doesn't add up. Times don't add up, stories don't add up, and
At all.
it just doesn't. So we just want a fair and thorough investigation so we can grieve properly, because we can't, because there are so many answers, but so many questions that are not answered.
I don't know if you want to respond to this, or Ben or Christine. The father of one of the young men who's been speaking out has put up a $50,000 reward reportedly. What do you think of that, Ben or Elmore or Christine?
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, that was actually Warren's daddy, right? That was Warren's father put up the 50,000. Now, what do I make of that, bruh? Now, the 50,000 was for, if anybody have any information about what happened to Nolan, here's 50,000 for you to come forward if this results in an indictment. My thing is this. See, Warren has not been exactly clear on what he believes happened to Nolan. He hasn't been clear. Now, is this $50,000 an admission? Yo, something bad happened to Nolan. We just was not involved. But you have to put that on record. Because when you guys do these interviews with Tatum, and y'all damn near called the mamas a race hustler, that's not fair. Because if you too believe that Nolan Wells was murdered, if you too believe that Nolan Wells was murdered, if you too believe that Nolan Wells, and underwent a tragedy, then that should be your focus. Your focus during that Tatum interview should talk about why you believe Nolan Wells was murdered. It should not be all the other stuff. So now you're putting up 50,000 because you believe something foul happened. So now you're putting it up because if you didn't believe it, then this 50K is performative. If you don't believe that anything foul happened to Nolan, then you putting up 50,000 is damn near saying, well, nothing bad happened to him. He just drowned. So nobody is going to claim the 50K anyways, right? Yo, that's like me saying, hey, I got $1 million if somebody can find me a flying pig. If I didn't believe there was a flying pig out there, then the offer would be performative. So if Warren believes something foul happened to Nolan, then he should spend the majority of his time trying to figure out what happened to Nolan and not going on Tatum trying to make the mom and them look bad. So either this is a performative 50K offer or they believe something foul happened to Nolan. Then if that's the case, do more speaking on why you believe something foul happened to him. Straight up.
Ben or Elmore or Christine.
Yeah, so we are happy with anybody who wants to share the objective to get into the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. So we applaud it and we say, yeah, let's all work together to get answers, because we, as we've said continuously down Lemon, adamantly, somebody saw something, somebody knows something. I mean, and that's what you want, are answers.
Mm-hmm. Ben, yes, we all do want answers in this. Can you talk to us about that press conference yesterday? Because it's not just, and all of them 18 years old, these young people, right? There was a very emotional press conference with the family and the grandmother.
Right. Now, here, I'm trying to see if they discuss Nolan any further, because we got to get to Bart. We already discussed let me see real quick. We got to get to Bart. We got to get to Bart. Okay, perfect. So let's get to Bart. All right, if y'all are tapped in, come on. Let's get to Bart. So, how can we? How do we discuss Bart, man? Have y'all been tapped in with Bart? Do y'all know who Bart is? Do y'all know who Bart is, man? Bart been talking, folks. Now Bart is the NFL player, okay? Should we get to Bart or read super chats first? Let me know. Get to Bart or read super chats first? Let's read super chats. Let's get to Bart. Cool. Okay, perfect. So, okay, cool. So, Bart, one of Nolan Wall's friends, is responding back, and he's panicking. I'm not lying. Okay. One of Nolan Wall's homie, Bart, is absolutely panicking, bro. Bart, after the audio got released, now the audio is what people believe implicates him in this Nolan Wall's murder. Folks believe this. And because of this, we've seen the result of that audio dropping where his name is mentioned. He has given the police 20 witnesses that they ain't know before. So why would you hold it on this information? But he gave them 20 witnesses. And they are also sending lawsuits and cease and desist out to anybody that mentions him in this Nolan Wall situation, which I don't think they can do that. Like, you can't sue people for speculating about something. Again, you can sue them for saying you did something, but not speculation, right? So Bart is the name that was mentioned during the boat audio. So y'all remember when the boat audio was playing, it was like, yo, he's dead. Oh my God, Nolan. Oh my God, Nolan. No, Nolan, no. Well, in that audio, after you hear shut the F up, you hear damn it, Bart. Now, because that name was mentioned during the audio, damn it, Bart, folks like, oh, okay, why were they saying damn it, Bart? What was Bart doing to make him say damn it, Bart? What happened? And then during the interviews that Warren did and Tristan did, they both mentioned Bart. So now Bart is this new character who believes he's being talked about unfairly. And because of this, right, Bart is now like telling like TMZ, the police told TMZ, that Bart has given up 20 witnesses. And then we'll get to the lawsuits that Bart intend on filing. And we'll talk about who exactly he intend on suing. So this is what TMZ said about Bart and the 20 witnesses earlier today.
Bart people have been sort of theorizing online and even just flat out accusing him, saying that he was jealous of Nolan because of the girl that Nolan was with on the 4th of July, Katie McCormack, and they felt like Bart had a relationship with her. So Bart's hired an attorney, and the attorney already came out and said, that's not true. He didn't have a relationship with Katie. The photo you think is Katie is not Katie, done all that. But they're, in particular now, they're going after one OnlyFans model / influencer who has voiced her theory about Bart being involved. Her name is Kimberly, and she is the recipient of a cease and desist letter from Bart's attorney. I don't know if Kimberly is all that scared of this lawsuit, based on after she got that cease and desist.
We'll get to Kimberly, right? We'll get to Kimberly, all right? Kimberly do not give a damn. Now, Kimberly, in terms of the short form, she's probably been like the leading short form creator in terms of this Nolan Wells situation. Kimberly drops like 5 to 10 videos a day on Nolan Wells. Like, she gives like 5 to 10 updates like on Nolan Wells. Like, it's, like her work ethic is crazy, all right? So because of that, like a bunch of her short form goes viral. And because of the virality now, you have people like Bart saying, hold on, bro, you saying my name to, bro, I'm getting bad press. Bart is trying to go to the NFL. Bart don't want no drama on his name. Bart is trying to play the next college season without any hiccups. Can you imagine if this Nolan Walls investigation or this case, right? Can you imagine, if there's Nolan Wall's investigation in this case is not wrapped up yet by the next collegiate season where Bart has to go and play for Wyoming, and then you have Bart coming out, and then as he walks in out, you hear nothing but boos. Boo, boo, boo. Can you imagine if Bart plays at an HBCU? If this Nolan Wall's situation is not concluded and wrapped up yet, I think Bart is trying to get ahead of it and speed this up. Because when college football season starts and Bart plays, let's just say a predominantly black university. Let's not say HBC. Let's just say he plays at a university that has, let's say, 50% of black folks enrolled are black. Can you imagine, people, the boos, the things being thrown, the hostility towards Bart? Bart might not be able to get off the school bus, the football team bus, without a police escort. There will be mobs of people outside waiting for Bart if this is not concluded, which is why Bart wants to get ahead of this. Bart wants this to be over. Bart believes he's innocent, so Bart is giving up 20 witnesses. Bart said, but here's where I think Bart is going wrong. Bart and Bart parents, welcome to the internet, bro. Welcome to the internet, bro. All right. Now, you guys are ex-NFL players or something of that sort. You guys are millionaires. Y'all are wealthy. The people you are trying to sue or take to court, they might not have anything. I'll be real with y'all, bro. Now, I don't know Kimber Ali finances. I'm sure she's doing pretty well. But Kimber Ali, when she be talking, she is gangster. She's like, you can tell she's from a trap. Like, she's from somewhere where you grew up tough. Man, Kimber Ali don't got $1 million for y'all to get, bruh. She's a hardworking woman, probably a 9-to-5er. She got the OF hustle going on too. She don't got $1 million for y'all to get. So you going after people who essentially you will get nothing from in return. And the lawsuit ain't gonna be over within, 10 days, right? 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 You don't got nothing to get. So you going after this woman all this does is give you bad PR. That's all it does. All it does is give you bad PR. That's all it does, bruh.
Want to sue me? Let me tell you how it's going to go. I am poor. I have nothing. I don't own anything. You can't put a lien on property. I have nothing. It's going to
start, slinging around lies about them. I mean, this theory online that this kid was somehow concocted Nolan's death as revenge because he was secretly dating this other girl. I mean, now we're just getting into crazy conspiracy theories at this point. And I feel like that case has been filled with those.
Well, and Bart actually took it a step further beyond that. He said, not only did I not have anything to do with Nolan's death, but I have actually told police the 20 people I saw that day out there, gave them names, and he said, I'm cooperating fully with this investigation, and he wants to know who killed Nolan, if someone
I've just got
killed Nolan.
I've just got a sense, and again, I'm only basing this on the way I've seen cases go. I've got a sense that we don't know what the actual scenario is, that there are a bunch of scenarios out there, and they all seem to not hold water, and that there's some other scenario that we're going to hear about.
We don't know who was on the island with Nolan.
What I tell y'all about TMZ? Fam, Nolan Wall friends have came out with a bunch of theories that makes no sense. They have came forward with a bunch of theories that makes no sense whatsoever. Right? They've came out with this theory and that theory. The theories makes no sense. It's horseshoe. It's nonsense. Right? It makes no sense whatsoever. It's absolutely nonsense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Nonsense. But TMZ has never came out and said, yo, Nolan Wall Friends makes no sense. Yo, Nolan Wall Friends, da, da, da. They won't criticize Nolan Wells' friends. They won't criticize Brandon Tatum changing up his opinion about 5 different times, but they'll want to critique me and you for having theories because the people who know things won't say what happened. I told y'all how TMZ get down, bro. They not friends.
We don't know who was on the island with Nolan after 4:30.
That's right.
We don't know who he was with.
But we know that boat took off without him. We don't know what the answer is, but there is something there.
Crystal, and I'm from Buffalo, New York. I feel like Brett is trying to protect his potential NFL career, and he has the money to do so. And I definitely think it's smart in order for him to lawyer up.
Yeah, that's to your point. Bart plays college football. He's a punter. He's actually pretty good, and some people think could go to the NFL eventually. So there's that too, that he could be. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Bart people have been sort of theorizing online and even just flat out accusing him, saying that he was jealous of Nolan because of the girl that Nolan was with on the 4th of July, Katie McCormack, and they felt like Bart had a relationship with her. So Bart's hired an attorney, and the attorney already came out and said, that's not true. He didn't have a relationship with Katie. The photo you think is Katie is not Katie. Done all that. But they're in particular now they're going after one OnlyFans model / influencer who has voiced her theory about Bart being involved. Her name is Kimberly, and she is the recipient of a cease and desist letter from Bart's attorney. I don't know if Kimberly is all that scared of this lawsuit. Based on what after she got that cease and desist, this was her response.
You want to sue me? Let me tell you how it's going to go. I am poor. I have nothing. I don't own anything. You can't put a lien on property. I have nothing. It's going to
start, slinging around lies.
Yo, listen, bro. This is why. This is hey, listen. Welcome to the internet, bruh. Welcome to the internet, bruh. Okay? Welcome to the internet, okay? Yo, this is why the internet ain't for the weak, bruh. Yo, the internet ain't for the weak, homie. Welcome. Right? Right? Yo, Kimberly is telling you how she get down. Listen, man. I ain't got no paper. I ain't got no money. You can file the lawsuit. You're probably gonna win the lawsuit, right? Yeah, she said, listen, you can file the lawsuit. I don't have money to contest it. I'll probably come and show up myself. You're probably gonna win, right? But all you're gonna do, is just exhaust your resources. I don't got no homes to come after. I don't got no houses. I don't got no properties at all. I don't got no, right? Like, what are you gonna come after? That's her stance. Right? She said, okay, I got the letter. Thank you. Well, Paul, thanks for telling me. I'm gonna now go back to tell about all these stories about Bart, all right? She said, thanks for notifying me, Bart. Now, let me get back to what damn it Bart means. Let me get back to what damn it Bart means, bruh. See, me, bruh, I can't play these games, man. All right, when it comes to Bart, again, y'all heard me say it in the last live stream. When it comes to Bart, allegedly, you feel me? Damn, bro, these hiccups is killing me. Nah, Flacco, hell no, Flacco ain't next, man. Listen, man, Flacco as we're speaking, okay? As we're speaking, okay? As we're speaking, okay? Bruh, listen, as we're speaking, I'm getting like the text to send a wire for my like a Maybach truck, like as we're speaking. So I'm sending like the wire right now for my like Maybach truck. Man, Flacco ain't playing them games, bruh. Listen, man. Hey, listen, bruh. I get to playing these games that she playing. They taking my Maybach truck. They taking my home in Katy, Texas. They taking my business. They taking everything, bruh. Everything. So I can't play these games that Kimberly is playing. But y'all done tried to harass the wrong one, bruh. Katie don't give a damn
about them. I mean, this theory online that this kid was somehow concocted Nolan's death as revenge because he was secretly dating this other girl. I mean, now we're just getting into like crazy conspiracy theories at this point. And I feel like that case has been filled with those.
Well, and Bart actually took it a step further beyond that. He said, not only did I not have anything to do with Nolan's death, but I have actually told police the 20 people I saw that day out there, gave them names, and he said, I'm cooperating fully with this investigation, and he wants to know who killed Nolan, if someone
I've just got
killed Nolan.
I've just got a sense, and again, I'm only basing this on the way I've seen cases go. I've got a sense that we don't know what the actual scenario is, that there are a bunch of scenarios out there, and they all seem to not hold water, and that there's some other scenario that we're going to hear about.
We don't know who was on the island with Nolan after 4:30.
That's right.
We don't know.
Man, listen, man, y'all cut it out, bruh. Bruh, FTMZ, listen, yo, let's get to Kimberly, all right? Let's see what Kimber Ali is out here, bruh. Listen, man, this white woman don't give a damn. Hey, listen, man, yo, bro, somebody says, Flacco, we don't want to see any videos of you with teary eyes. Hey, listen, people, folks, I'm going to try, okay? I'm going to try not to be caught. Poetic Flacco, career is over. With the red teary eyes, this is bad. Oh, my God. Yo, imagine I say, yo, like, Poetic Flacco, career is over after making this big mistake. Nah, hold on, bro. Hold on, man. Listen, man. All right, I enjoy nice things, okay, people? I'm not, you feel me? That would not get taken away. All right, so I'm not playing them games with Bart, bro. Allegedly when it comes to Bart, homie. So let's get to, listen, man. Kimber Lee or Kimber, man, she not playing, bro. She not playing at all. Look at her, man. Look at this. Here, let's go up right here to where she mentions Bart. This is where she mentions Bart at. Let's scroll up. She mentions Bart right here. She mentions Bart. She mentions Bart. Man, bro, in a lot of these things. I think right here she mentions Bart, where she talks about what Devin. Let me see real quick. Yeah. Okay. Cool. She's talking about the threat. Let's find where she says "damn it, Bart" at. This entire page, by the way, is just her like just bringing hell to him, she's bringing everything they've been asking for on this page. Let's find. Okay. Perfect. You see? Okay. Yeah. This right here.
Let's talk about what "damn it, Bart" means. I mean, objectively, just looking at all the ways to interpret that, if we don't have a neck, "damn it, Bart" means absolutely nothing. That might mean Bart didn't pull the plug quick enough. Okay, like that is just not the best thing about "damn it, Bart" proves that Bart was there. That's the best thing about that, because the way that could be interpreted, it doesn't mean that he, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm looking at that objectively, and the best thing about that piece of evidence is the fact that his name is mentioned, so he can't say that he's already.
But this right here to me was a pretty objective take on Bart. Like, this was not bad.
By saying he was in Wyoming, so this proves he was there even more.
Yo, and she still got sued for that. Hold on. I'm confused. How does she still get sued for damn it, Bart, when she says, yo, Bart just meant, hey, listen, bro. If she's sued, listen, if she's getting sued for that, there's a lot of people that's in trouble then, bro, all right? Because that was pretty objective. Listen, I was expecting some wild accusations. That was pretty objective. That was not like, right, like, you feel me? Like that was not objective.
Let's look at besides the.
Right, that was not right, like that was pretty objective. Yo, let's just see. Is there any more stuff right here about Bart that we need to discuss? Let's just see. Nah, she don't have nothing here, but she does respond back to the lawsuits though. So let's go. She does respond back to the lawsuits though. Right here is where she says. Right here where she says. So she says, okay, like the lawsuits is for slow motion. Let me find it right here.
Imagine their strategy of trying to call me an OnlyFans model as if that would be some sort of negative thing. When it was like, I couldn't have paid them to promote my OnlyFans. Do y'all understand how this works? Marketing is expensive. If y'all sue me, I have free lawyers. I don't want to pay for the marketing, so y'all are paying for my marketing.
Oh, yo, listen, bruh. So now she's right. If she gets sued, trust me, her community will put up money for that lawyer. Trust me, bruh. Yo, people believe that Nolan Wells was murdered. And a lot of folks believe, right, that this murder was not a coincidence. If she gets sued, people will pay for her lawyer, straight up. So she's not wrong in that regard, but also she has no shame. Yo, y'all picked the wrong person to go after. The lady is telling me, I got nothing to lose. This right here, talking about Nolan Wells, breaking this news, dissecting this information, going against y'all, this right here, this is all I have, man. This is all I have left. I'm gonna do this until the wheels fall off. You can't beat this, bro. Like, yo, you're not gonna win no war against somebody like this, man. It's just not gonna happen, bro. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen, bro. She's gonna do this until the wheels fall off, bro. Look, watch this, man. Here, let me find the stuff right here, all right?
I'm going to be outside the courthouse, and they're going to be like, ma'am, the trial is starting. And I'm going to be like, well, I got to finish this verse first real quick. We shooting a music video out here. Hold on, what time? I got to be in there? Just give me...
Nah, bro. Oh, nah, hold on, bro. She been around. Hold on, bro. She been around black folks for too long, bro. Yo, oh my God. Yo, this lady said she's filming a music video outside. Y'all done iggified this white woman, bro. Y'all done iggified this white woman, bro. Yo, bro, she's moving like, oh my God, bruh. Y'all done iggified this white. Now, I'll be real, bro. Now, shout out to Kimber Ali. Shout out to her, man. Right, Kimber Ali. Dog. I am listen, bro, this would be one of the worst goon sessions you could tell me about, bro. Yo, if I find out that one of y'all is buying Kimber Ali's OnlyFans. Y'all got some issues, homie. Y'all got some deep-seated trauma, homie. If y'all is buying Kimber Ali's OnlyFans, y'all got some deep-seated issues, homie. I ain't gonna lie, bruh. Y'all got some issues, son. Y'all got some issues. Son. Yo, this right here will be one of the most, listen, man, shout out to this good white woman who's down for the fight. This will be a goon session you should never admit to. This will be your unproudest goon you've ever had. Sir, is you crazy? Kimber, this is what you going into. Sir, you got issues, homie. You got some serious issues if this is where you going, homie. This. Man, shout out to Kimber Ali, man. We appreciate you, man. All right, we appreciate you, man. Okay, we appreciate you. Damn. All right, man. Okay, so is that all the Nolan Walls breaking news? I think so. Oh, I seen Willie D. Look, okay. Look, I seen Willie D. Look, I seen Willie D. Look, I seen Willie D. Look, I seen Willie D speak on it. Let's go. Yo, Willie D says apparently they're coming after him. I don't know if that's true because I haven't watched it yet, but people are telling me. So 1 second, okay, let's go. Yo, and why? Wait, pause real quick though, okay? Right? And why do TMZ got Nolan Wall's autopsy on the screen? Hold on, do we want to react to this? It says results are under wrap. All right, cool. So Willie D is claiming, that he's being threatened to apparently stop speaking on the Nolan Wall situation. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know the exact details, but let's see what's going on with Willie D, man. What's going on, Willie?
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Well, what do we have here? A threat on my life? Really? So let me get this straight. I've been standing on business since I became a professional rapper in 1989. That would put me right at 37 years. Of nothing but truth.
Okay.
Daring truth.
Okay.
Confronting all sorts of evil, wicked, powerful, rich, and influential people. Taking them down. On the streets. Taking down real bona fide gangsters, real killers, all of that. And now I'm supposed to be scared of a digital message? say, man, I don't know who the hell y'all think y'all playing with.
Now, I'm gonna say this though, for Willie D, it is a good side note that if he's only being threatened by white supremacists, bro, nobody takes white supremacy or the white supremacists seriously. Like, yo, they're nerds, they're dweebs. Like, these people are not taken seriously, like, at all. All right, like, at all. So if it's only them making threats towards you, I feel like that right there is probably better. I thought Bart had the cease and desist drafted up for Willie D. I thought it was Bart. It's good to hear that it's only, like random racist, right? It's only random racist who is attacking Willie D, right? That's good to hear, because if it was Bart, I'll be worried for you, Willie, because Bart, that ex-NFL money, man, they coming, right? But if it's just random fan, listen, can you imagine, bro, like Jake Lang? Bro, if it's like dweebs like Jake Lang or like Chud the Builder, like sending you threats, man, listen, bro, like those threats are harmless, bro. Because we've seen what happens when they pull up, right? Like, bro, Jake Lang pulled up and he got spanked. Like, he got belted behind and got ran up out of LA and back to the hospital. So, bro, these white supremacists are dweebs, they're harmless. So if it's only them, then I guess, but hopefully.
I'm really not the one. Or, depending on how you look at it, I'm the one. You picked the right one. Because my heart don't pump no fear for cowards. Cowards that will mask their faces. Cowards that will attack a grieving mother and father whose child is murdered.
Agreed.
I have zero respect for those who try to circumvent justice. Zero. See, y'all are used to being bullies. Y'all think y'all in the 1960s where you pick up the phone and, hey, nigga, you better get out of town, nigga. We gonna get you, nigga. I don't know what you heard, but I bust back. And I do go on the offense. So if I find out who you are, expect contact. While they're attacking me and other creators who are simply just trying to help the family get answers and to protect the public, because you got some killers out there.
Now, I'll be real though. Okay, I will be real though. Right? Now, I have my disagreements with Willie D. Like, do I particularly like Willie D? I have my disagreements with him, right? Right? Like, he's not my favorite person in the world, right? But if the brother is covering this, you feel me? Like, but if the brother is covering this Nolan Wells case, then any threats to him is like unacceptable, right? Like, any threats to him is unacceptable, right? Right? You feel me? Like, regardless of my personal opinion of Willie D, any threats to this brother is unacceptable, right? It's not okay. It's not cool. And I feel like, like my audience, his audience, I feel like everybody who has any interest in his Nolan Wells situation should support the brother, should ride for the brother, should like ride behind the brother, because this is, because this ain't okay. And they call us violent, right? That's their favorite line, right? Oh, they're violent. Their favorite line is, oh, they're violent. They're violent. Right? You always want to fight. It's just a word. Why do you want to fight over a word? Right? So they call us, but they're always the ones resorting to violence. Always, man. Look at what they did like in Tulsa. Black folks, that's fine. We'll have our own thing. We'll do a good thing in Tulsa. They came and burned it down. Look at what happened in Philadelphia. Black folks, that's fine. We'll do our own thing. They came and burned it down. Now, right, like, again, like the independent researchers is saying, hey, hey, we just want answers for Nolan Wells. Now they want to murder us. Now they want to kill us. Now they want to fight us. Why? I thought we were the violence one. What happened to y'all? Somebody says, why don't you like and Willie D? It's not important, bro. Again, this is not the time and place to discuss this. It's just not. All right. Right now, the focus is on Nolan Wells. So shout out to any and everybody discussing Nolan Wells.
Streets. Yeah. So they need to be brought to justice to save everybody else so that nothing like this happens again, at least with them. Why are they attacking us? Why not attack these guys? They're the ones who were supposed to be his friends, who left him on the island all by himself. They're the ones who have been given inconsistent stories. They're the ones who went back home on the boat alive without Nolan. They're the ones who kept his phone, kept his keys, deleted their social medias. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who wouldn't talk to the parents and give them any answers. Why aren't they being attacked? They're really not being attacked. From the governor to the AG to local law enforcement, they're more on the suspected killer side than they are the grieving parents' side. Now think about that. And so I'm seeing everywhere where these uncivilized mutts are attacking the family now. They're attacking the family. They're attacking civil rights activists, lawyers. They're attacking bloggers, reporters, journalists, anybody that asks questions about.
And that's also like, right? And that's also like a sign of guilt as well, right? Because if you just attacking any and everybody who speaks on this situation, it's a sign of guilt because what are you hiding? What are you like trying to stop from coming out? Like, what is it? Because, fam, if somebody tell a lie on me, I would want you, right? Like, I'm not gonna stop when you say, hey, I'm doing a full investigation to find out. Okay, do that. Because I know the investigation would turn up nothing at all. Would turn up nothing. So if they truly believe that we were lying and that what we were saying is no merits, is no facts to it, why wouldn't you want for the investigation to play out? Why wouldn't you want us to keep on speaking and burying ourselves deeper? Why wouldn't you want us to keep speaking and burying ourselves deeper? Because ultimately, we're going to find out what happened to Nolan, right? Like, ultimately, there has to be a conclusion to this, ultimately. Right? There ultimately has to be a conclusion to this. So why wouldn't you want us to find it, right? But they're rushing to silence people. They're rushing to put a muzzle on people because they understand what's going on. They understand the movement is way greater than what they anticipated and expected. And the answers are being there.
About the case. Anybody that's pointing fingers at these people who was hanging out with Nolan, they're trying to attack. What they're using is DARVO. DARVO is a manipulation strategy used to avoid accountability. It stands for deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. It was coined by psychologist Dr. Jennifer Freud. It describes a person turning the tables when they're caught doing wrong. Family. Are we there? Are we there yet? So let me break it down to you. There are 3 steps of DARVO. Check this out. Tell me if this resonates with you. The offender says the bad act never happened or claims they did nothing wrong. The offender gets angry and insults the person who called them out, trying to make them look bad or crazy. The offender acts like they are the true victim and paints the real victim as the mean attacker.
Hey, man. Hey, man, listen, man. Pray for Willie D, man. Shout out like the Willie D, man. All right, perfect. People, all right, we have done all of the Nolan Walls update. Before we head out, drop 5 topics y'all want us to touch on. Drop 5 topics y'all want us to touch on. Come on. Drop 5 topics y'all want us to discuss. Come on, let's get to it. Somebody says, you know what? I want to do another live, but yesterday I wanted to go live at 11 p.m., but then I had something going on. Yo, you know what? I promise you guys, rain, hell, or high water, we will be going live tonight. Okay? Okay? Rain, hell, or high water, we'll be going live tonight. Oh! No. Yeah, come on. Let's read super chats, and then so I can knock out these videos, and then we'll go live tonight, okay? And then we will go live tonight. Let's look at the super chats real quick. 1 second, people. Let's go through it. Man, Joshua Singlefooter, man, thanks for the $2, bro. Calvin Word Meditation says, Flacco the new act, bro. I appreciate you, man. Digital Mafia says, bro, Flacco, I thought Tatum sent the goons. Nah, man. Feel me? I was just a little late, feel me? Had to get some food. Varface says, tap dancing Tatum. That's a fact. Listen, that's his new name for sure. All right. Diamante Carter. Shout out to this brother, man. He's been a subscriber for a very long time, man. He goes, why is Wyatt on the phone with Cito if Bart was already there to tow the boat? You can clearly hear someone say, damn it, Bart, in the background at the beginning of the call. Yo, that's something, too, that they have to address. I feel like a best use of their time, right? A best use of their time, all right, will probably be to give the answers to these questions opposed to, like, sending threats out of people, okay? So they never asked Nolan who or that was all those times. That sound iffy. It seems like they tripping the whole leverage. They try to hold leverage by acting like all these kids knew. So, let's see. So they never asked Nolan who or that was all those times. That sound iffy. It seemed like they trying to hold leverage by acting like all these kids knew. I'll be real. I don't think the parents is trying to hold leverage and like over the kids. I just think, the parents don't know these people. Like, these people is coming out the woodwork and they all claiming to be Nolan Wall's best friends. They don't know these people. They just don't. Okay? GQ Jaha says, they didn't answer Cuomo question and avoided it. Florida Boy says, they have found a new neck bone by now. Digital Mafia says, because elections are right around the corner, if it was a drowning, they will release it to rally their troops right now, right before the ballots. But that's a fact. What's Sochul's like full name? Sochul says, I believe Mississippi are going to drag this out far enough so people can stop talking about enough and secretly go to the grand jury and tell us some BS. Beautiful G2045 says, if this is a call in other cases was too, they scared. Tori says, damn it, Bart. Trey Mav says, all your bad faith actors, we all know just because you drowned doesn't mean it was an accidental drowning. Let's pray the facts know that it was. Somebody says, the audio call is the best option we have against Mississippi. Crump has to hire an independent audio engineer to finalize and confirm that the Nolan was definitely on the boat. That's a fact. Selma Perone says, Flacco is my new act. Man, I appreciate you, bro. Listen, bro, that's an honor, man. That's an honor, bro. Black Lake says, Warren claimed they never opened Nolan's phone, went through it, etc. She didn't know them. So how did they get her number so quick? That's a good question. How? Those are things that they would be better off answering when they call into Tatum instead of asking, right? Instead of acting dumb and oblivious. Selma Perone says, Flacco Luther King, I appreciate you, man. Someone says, well, Tra Kumpler says, Nolan needs a movie about his life one day. Can't let the world forget how they did Nolan. That's a fact. Sochul says, I don't trust that 50K offer. Yo, the audio is key. Warren's name was mentioned. I heard that as well. Sochul says, so I guess the name of the boat is Barter Nolan? Nah, bruh, they think we're dumb, okay? They think we're dumb, man, all right? Sochul says, is all freedom of speech? Yeah, man, they can't really sue for speculating and admitting that you don't know. Lord Travis says, add Lord Travis from Acres Home. Man, shout out to you, man. Lord Travis says, let's get my sub up, chat. Sochul says he already lied to police saying he in Wyoming. Yo, people keep saying there was like IG comment. I haven't seen that comment yet. GQ Josh says, Flacco, get this lady off the screen, gang. She crazy. Sochul says, Willie D on G-Top. Man, listen, man, shout out to like Willie G. Hey, folks, listen, man. I'm dropping a Whack and Big U video right after this. Check that out. Also, tap into the live stream. We'll either do tonight or tomorrow morning, but I'm going to try for tonight. I'm going to try. But if we don't do it tonight, worst case scenario, see you guys at